Tonight, Aurora City leaders moved to ban the drug used to subdue Elijah McClain.
Put in place a moratorium on the use of ketamine in the city of Aurora.
Why they believe this could prevent history from repeating itself and why they're making the move tonight.
It's a problem, and we need to have experts, medical experts, really do a deep dive into use to prevent serious harm or death.
Two Aurora City leaders exclusively tell Denver 7 it's time to hit pause on the use of ketamine, and this comes more than a year after paramedics injected Elijah McClain with a heavy dose of the sedative before his death. Now, Councilman Curtis Gardner wants first responders to stop using the drug while the city, the state, investigate whether it's safe.
Denver 7 investigator Jennifer Kowaleski is breaking this story tonight. She sat down with the councilman and shows us how paramedics have continued to use ketamine after Elijah McClain's death.
This is the drug that's under the spotlight. Ketamine is a powerful sedative paramedics use to treat people who they feel are out of control. A controversial condition known as excited delirium, but...
Stop, I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious.
Stop,
relax.
Stop. I'm going home.
The drug is now infamous for the role it played in the death of Elijah McClain.
Relax, just relax.
The young black man who died in Aurora police custody.
The incident with Elijah McClain about a year ago really brought ketamine to the forefront.
So when the ambulance gets here, we're going to go ahead and give him some ketamine.
Paramedics injected McClain with a strong dose of ketamine after incorrectly estimating his weight.
We'll give that a couple of minutes. We'll see if that works.
They gave him 500 milligrams, a dose recommended for a 200-pound person. McClain weighed just 143 pounds.
It looks like it's starting to kick in.
He would then go into cardiac arrest. The coroner says McClain's death was undetermined, but couldn't rule out a reaction to the drug.
What are your concerns with the use of ketamine in Aurora right now?
We have an investigation ongoing, and I feel that if we're going to continue using this drug, we need to make sure that it's safe when we administer it.
The FBI, State Attorney General, and City of Aurora have all launched their own investigations into McClain's death. Councilman Curtis Gardner says the city's review is looking closely at the use of ketamine, and he wants paramedics to stop using the drug until that investigation is complete. Gardner plans to introduce the resolution prohibiting the use of ketamine directly to council next month.
Will ban its use both by Aurora Fire as well as Falk Ambulance.
We definitely need to do something, and we cannot let this continue as is.
Mayor Pro Tem Nicole Johnston shares Gardner's concerns about ketamine and says she will support a moratorium on its use in Aurora.
I mean, ideally, we would love the state to address it, but we can't have time keep passing and risk something tragic happening again.
To me, it doesn't make sense to continue using this drug while at the same time having an ongoing investigation.
Despite that ongoing investigation, records obtained by Denver 7 Investigates show Aurora paramedics have continued to administer ketamine. We uncovered 4 cases where suspects were injected with the sedative in the days and months after McClain's death. In all, Aurora Fire has given ketamine 25 times since it began using the drug in 2018.
It demonstrates to me that we need to look into it and decide, is this what we want to do in Aurora? Do we want to be a city that uses ketamine? Is it safe?
Colorado's health department first signed off on the use of ketamine 7 years ago. State data shows paramedics have used the drug 902 times to treat excited delirium since 2018. And more than 16% of those cases had complications.
16% of a complication rate is showing that the status quo is not working.
Bring this directly to the floor to make sure that we can put this in place as soon as possible.
What message do you hope it sends to the family of Elijah McClain?
I think they deserve to know that city leaders take this seriously.
This comes as the state launches its own investigation into the use of ketamine. Meanwhile, Aurora Fire has maintained that its paramedics followed protocol. I'm Denver 7 investigator Jennifer Kowaleski.